Hello, love bugs. The Flower Bloom event is here, and let's talk about some tips and tricks and things that I have found in this wonderful event over doing it on stream the last couple of days. First off, the event is going to happen in Kilima every single day at noon. I recommend getting to Kilima no later than 11 a.m., which you can see in game. It's about 11:10. If you try to come right around noon, not only do you risk some of the glitches that are happening around the event, but you're also going to risk a really long queue time to get in with people who are also looking to do the event. So I highly recommend getting here at no later than 11. At around 11:30, the event is going to give you a hint as to where it is going to be with an orange haze around the area where it's going to be. It can be in a few different possible locations, 3 of them being right over here. So I like to wait over here and check these specific places. And Bucky knows that I'm doing a video that I have to do on a timer, so he's going to bark in the background today, and I apologize for that. He just knows, guys. So one of them is right over there. One is right here. One is right there. I'll throw up a map and hopefully be able to find the credit of who made it. April sent it to me. Here is a map of the different locations that could appear. Around 11:30, you should start noticing a haze on one of these locations. And it's up to everybody on the server to run around and look for the haze and see if they find it. And then let people know where the event is going to pop off. So I'm going to check this side of the map. I am not seeing the glow in any of the 3 locations that I know over here. So I'm going to go check the other side of the map and see if it is glowing over there. Now it's almost time for it to start, but we will have time once it starts to get it done. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my fast traveling in Kilima a lot to do this as well. So this is something that I think is really important to do. Up and here it is. So I'm going to look at my map. It is at I-8. So I'm going to let people know I-8. So this is the event. This little light orange haze that's there, when you're really close to it. So this is kind of your first tip. When you're really close to it, you're not going to see it. See how close I am? I can't even see it. You have to have a little bit of a distance in order to notice it. It's not until noon when all the flowers pop up that it becomes easy to see. Now that all the flowers are up, it is easy for me to see it. The first thing you're going to need to do is go through and remove all of the weeds while you wait for people to come. Don't try watering by yourself. If you're like me right now and you're solo here, wait for the rest of the server to get here to start watering. Watering by yourself, as I'll show you in a second, is really hard to do. But weeding obviously has to be done. It is an easy thing for the first person who gets here to put down. So now I'm going to go and help. See, in all that time, that person was only able to get one thing watered because it is just brutal. You also do not need to refill your watering can during this event. I'm so grateful to the team for that because they very easily could have been like, yep, y'all have to jump down and go refill your watering can every single time. And thank God you do not. Thank God you do not. That would have been an absolute nightmare. So your watering can will keep working throughout it. Don't bother picking the flowers until everything is done. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. I personally think the best way to do it is just to go ahead and keep watering and obviously picking any weeds that need to get picked. And working together to get everything watered, because the watering is the thing that takes the longest. It's the thing that takes the most time. You're going to want to help your fellow teammates and fellow people on the server to be able to get everything watered in order to be able to do some of the other tricks that I have in the game. So we're just going to go through and we're going to get everything watered. And it's starting to show us the different rewards that we're getting as well, which is also exciting. There are some weeds in the way, I think, somewhere. I think somebody picked it already. Oh, now it's telling me my watering can is empty. I'm a liar. My watering can has never once been empty the entire time of doing any of these events. I just want to point out, I think I accidentally emptied my watering can off the side where I wasn't in the event, and that did it. So normally I would help finishing everybody watering, but my watering can felt empty. So I'm going to go ahead and start picking and let them finish it off. You can get all kinds of things from this event. Not only the flowers, but also potato pods can show up on the ground, which is really cute. You can also end up with getting some of the different nameplates for the event, like the purple one that you see me having on right now, as well as getting the different recipes. Now, I already have all of mine, so I'm not going to get any in this video. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do, you'll notice it is 1 o'clock in game. Well, I'm not done. I'm going to now switch servers. The first thing that I'm doing is looking for a friend on my friends list, which I found. I found April, speaking of April. And I'm going to go to April's server and see where the event is on April's server. I'm going to load in, see if it's right where I'm standing, and then ask Flowers in the chat. Flowers, event, flower bloom, any of those things, totally fine. And someone will tell me it's a D6. So D6 is on the other side of the map. You'll start learning D6. Everyone's going to be talking about the grid placements. So I know that D6 is on the other side of the map. I'm over in the eyes right now. So I'm going to take my fast travel over to Kilima Village. And now I know that I am right by D6, which is right here. And you'll just kind of learn this as you go. So D6 is this guy. I usually will tell people mirror fields if it's mirror fields instead of giving them the coordinates. So they just take the fast travel right to mirror fields. And now you don't have to water because these have already been watered. Now, a good piece that I like to do for people is after I have fast traveled and gone to another location for people, if someone else in chat is asking, just as like a courtesy thing, I'll make sure that I'm the person who stays and answers for this next batch. That way these people who have already been here and have already picked up their flowers can move on to the next location. Hi, April. So if they want to, they can head on to the next location. Now, there's plenty of people here right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to look at my server list. Now, Space Age Mermaid, all my friends are getting shouted out today. I'm going to go join Space Age Mermaid's server. And of course, someone said flowers in chat just as I'm leaving. And I'm going to go see where their flowers are and see if I can go pick those. I'm going to be able to do this until about 4 o'clock in game, which is pretty awesome. Oh, someone already typed event, so I'm just going to wait for their answer. I don't see it here, so I'm assuming that I'm going to have to go. Ravi, H6 looks Space Age Mermaid literally already told me. Oh my gosh, what an absolute legend. What an absolute legend is already like, Ravi, here's where it is. Come find us. All right, so this is I8. So I actually don't know H6. I'm gonna look that one up really quick. So H6 is like here-ish. So I'm just going to go towards my marker and it's going to be up here somewhere. I think I'm going to run around the side of the mountain. I think this is the one spot that I think I haven't actually done it yet. Yeah. Oh, how exciting. I know I get excited over stupid things, but I have never found it here before. Space Age Mermaid, you're so sweet. I hope you see this and see me shouting you out like 15 times as being amazing. I love your face. Immediately saw me show up and was like, Ravi, right here. And that's also something you can do for your friends. If you see them pop up, see someone in chat just said it. So I'm going to go ahead and type it for them so that other people do not have to type it and they can just be picking their flowers or they can move on to the next location. Kind of like that idea. If you get to come and do the event again, you pass on that love to the next group of people that show up and so on and so forth. So now I have finished H6. I'm going to check my list again and see if my friends have jumped. Now, Space Age Mermaid is no longer with me. So it is possible that Space Age Mermaid has actually jumped to another server already where there is a new bloom. Now, of course, there is going to be a risk while doing this that you're going to end up on the same server that you've already been on in the past. And if that's the case, you won't get to do the event again. It has to be a brand new server every time that you do it. So I'm going to wait for just a second. I'm going to peek over here before I wait to ask, just because obviously people will be spamming the ask a bunch. I'm just going to check the spot over here. Wait, is that where it is? And see if I see it. I do not. So I'm going to ask flowers and see what people say. And then take a fast travel to where I need to go. If someone lets me know. D6. Okay, so we are back to that same spot again. So I'm going to go to Leafhopper Hills. And then, turn around and it's going to be right there. It's 3 o'clock. Now, there has been some some discussion about whether the event ends at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and what I think it is. And I mean, obviously, don't fully quote me on this. I do not know this as a fact, but I'm pretty certain after doing this for a couple of days. I think a 4-hour timer starts once you start watering. I think that that's how it works. Because that is truly how it seems to be working. Because sometimes I'll notice that when I get to a place and they're starting to fade away, they fade in like sections. So I'll get to one spot. I'm gonna chase Space Age Mermaid again. Thanks, Space Age Mermaid. I think as you get to different locations, the different as you're watering, as you watch the flowers go away, you'll notice that they don't just all immediately fade. They fade in like little clumps, sometimes single flower by single flower, which is, it's pretty clear to see it. So I am assuming that that is how it works. So I have about 30 more minutes, flowers, and I'm going to see if I can get this last one at the very least, which will have been up an I-8, which is an easy one to get to. Again, I'm going to come over here to the fast travel, and I'm going to take the fast travel to Whispering Banks, and I will be right next to that point. I'll just turn around and there it is. And you'll learn these spots as well as y'all are doing this. We're going to run up here. We see those flowers there. I know that this is one I haven't been to before because the flowers are there as actual flowers. If I had been here before, the flowers would look like ghosts. And that would help me to know that, no, I've already been at this location and I'm not going to be able to get what's here. So now I've done the event 4 whole times, which is pretty amazing. I want to stay here and we're going to talk about what to do if you're like, Ravi, oh yes, a tree. That's honestly what I'm coming for, the cypress trees. If you are like Ravi, I don't have all these friends on my friends list. I don't have people to constantly jump to and all these people to find the different spots for me. And that's totally fine. If you do not have people to teleport to on your friends list and you aren't lucky like me and blessed with a maxed out friends list, or maybe cursed with one, what you are going to do is you are just going to fast travel to another server and then back to Kilima. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be nearly as effective as staying in Kilima. You probably won't be able to get 4 different things done, maybe just 2 or 3, but it will work. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to one of the closest fast travel board you can get to. You're going to you're going to go to Bahari, then turn right around once you get to Bahari, go back and click on Kilima and come back to Kilima. Then from landing at the fast travel board in Kilima, you'll simply ask the server where the flowers are instead of taking a second to look because you won't be able to see any spots from Central Stables. And then you will, from Central Stables, you will go to wherever it is that they say that the event is happening. Now, if you notice on the clock, it is 4:24 in game and these flowers are still here, but it also might have taken this server a minute to find this location if people weren't over here looking at I-8 to see if it had loaded in. But I think what you'll also notice here in a second is that it's not going to take all the way until 5 o'clock for them to start disappearing, which is why my theory that I think that it has to do with a timer that starts once either the first flower is taken and picked, or that once the flower is watered and ready to be picked, it starts a timer. I think there is a timer. This is actually the longest one I've ever seen. I've never seen it go past like 4:45. I think 4:45 is the latest I've ever seen. Oh, there, the first one disappeared. Now another one, now another one, now another one. So see, on this particular server, people had like until 4:45, but see how it's happening literally in like a pattern, like people had been watering it and then it slows down. It's not a perfect pattern. It's not a perfect thing. Almost like people stopped and started picking and then they weren't watering again for a second. So that first batch is gone, but now those ones are still there. Now the next ones are starting to disappear again. See, because of this pattern, I really think that I'm right. I think it has to do with when the flowers are watered or the flowers are picked. And see, now this side is getting done. So maybe it is when they're picked, because if it's that people came over here and finished watering and then they started picking all the flowers, but also people had run up to the ones that were already watered and started picking before the watering was finished, it would make sense. So that is how the flower event works. It is now over. You now can check to see if you have any of the nameplates. If you aren't sure if you got them or not, you can always just check right here. Go over and click on anything you want to click on. Like I always click on my cat, it's just a habit. Click on your nameplates, and then it's going to show you the nameplates that you currently have unlocked and the ones that are still available in the game as well. So you can look and see the ones that you currently have. So these are the ones that I have gotten from the event. And these are the ones that I'm still looking for, which of course the black one is the one that I want the most. I love black. I love black roses. I have several tattooed on my body, and I want the black one. So you can go and see those. And then let me just quickly show you some of the super, super awesome items that you're getting from the flower event, from the beautiful flowers and trees that you can get to the amazing recipes that you can unlock. Just seriously, look at this cypress tree. I am absolutely obsessed with them. I think it's my favorite flower that we got from this event, even though I love all of them. These flowers all here are flowers that I've gotten from the event. The ferns, which look beautiful inside the pots. All of these different colored bushes. This is them in like their smaller state, which I also think looks really, really good in the planters as well. How beautiful are these planters? I mean, they're so absolutely gorgeous. I've been playing around with different like little glitch things that I could do with them. I did put this up here just to see if I could, but I don't actually think that it looks good. Like, don't come for me. Like, it's way too big to be up here, but kind of playing with them on stone pieces to create little fountains and floral fountains and things that I think would be really cute. I also started working on creating a fence using this particular planter. You'll be able to find these planters, and whether you have them or not, if you go to your crafting station and you type in green is going to bring up everything from this set. If you don't want to see them, you want to be surprised, look away now. But there's the green home basket, the burlap sack, the clay pot, the flower box, the metal pot, the stone urn, terracotta pot, wall pot, and the wood pot. And in my opinion, the absolute best thing about all of these things is that you can change their color. So making them customizable, I have to say, we have definitely suggested this to the team a lot, having planters that we could plant our plants in. This is 100% something the community has begged for and asked for. And one of the things that I have literally with crying, begging faces said to the team is, please make them customizable so we could change the colors and use them in different ways. And man, they literally gave us exactly what we asked for. This is the power of the community and speaking up and asking for things from the team in a way that's constructive and not demanding and nasty. Like, the team wants to give us what we want, y'all. They really, really do. And once they found out that we were all really excited about having planters like this for our house, they were like, all right, we'll see what we can do. And they dang did it, y'all. They dang did it. Don't be afraid to ask. Just ask in a way that's kind. Look at this guy in here that I made a little decoration for. So cute. This house is not in any way decorated. I'm just showing you the different pots that I put in here. Look at this little guy. How cute is that? Because you'll notice not only do you get to fill it with plants, you get to arrange them how you want. So if you notice inside of the pots, there are, when you pick up and go to plant, there are these different spots that you can put a decoration. So for example, I decided to make this my centerpiece, and you can rotate it. So if you want to rotate it in a certain way, you can do that as well. And then I wanted to also include some of these in that purple, but then have that guy be kind of my centerpiece. And now I have a beautiful bouquet that I can set up on top of a building block that I can put on the floor someplace and decorate inside my house. Not to mention how good they look decorating the outside of your house, as you all saw outside. I'm obsessed with this metal one because it has that metallic sheen. It looks so good in all of its different colorways. Like, I'm obsessed with this one. I'm probably gonna have like 50 of them in my house because I also just like how the copper looks like against all these other colors that I'm using for this design for this particular plot that I'm doing. I also want to point out that the burlap sack also looks really good to use in like pantries and things like that as well. So look at that as well. But anyway, I just wanted to show this off to you guys, give you a little bit of insight into how we've been doing it, how we've been getting so much. I want to just point out everything in this tutorial I just did solo. I am not in a party. I am not playing with any friends. So I know we have a lot of people who always complain on my videos, but Ravi, I don't have a bunch of friends. I don't have a party to play with. You don't need one for anything that I just did. And yes, having friends allows you to jump from server to server, especially having friends in Kilima allows you to jump from server to server a lot more quickly, but you do not have to have them. It is not a requirement in order to be able to take part in this event and even to be able to jump from server to server and get more of these flowers so that you can grow them and have these beautiful flower situations going on. I mean, just look at them. They're so beautiful, and you get them just for being part of this event. Like, I'm so excited to decorate with them. I'm mostly excited to see what all of you are going to do with these new flower pots and what you're going to come up with different ways to decorate them and obviously glitch them for those of you who are so good at using the glitches in the game. I just can't wait to see. So get out there and get collecting flowers. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.